Another way that you can draw attention to or help explain information in your worksheet is to use Smartart Graphics. And what's nice about them is they have a lot of options that can be easily changed, and you can get it started and see if you like it. You can make really quick changes to it. You can add colors. You have a lot of options, just like you do with most graphics inside of Excel. So instead of just talking about it, let's take a look at what you do. Let's go to the Insert tab. In the Illustrations area, like where the pictures are, there's this middle item on the right called Insert Smartart Graphics. So I'm going to click on that. And this gives you a listing of all the ones that are built in. It also has an option to go out to office.com to get newer ones or updated ones. So when you say all here, or click on all, it has everything that is available in broken out pieces here. So if I'm looking for lists, you can look over here, you can see the different styles, and when you click on one, it's nice because it says what it's called, vertical box list, and then it says used to show several groups of information, especially groups with large amounts of level 2 text, a good choice for bulleted list of information. So when it talks about level 2, you'll start seeing in different areas things called level 1 and level 2 text, like this one. The level 1 text is inside, it's a little bit larger, and that's where these dashes are. Then level 2 text appears outside the shape, so it's a little bit smaller text, that's where those dashes are, and it's just kind of a hierarchy of text like indenting bullets and so forth. Okay, so let's say that we would like to show some different things like processes. You have all of these pieces going down through here. You got arrows, you got funnels, I got circles, all kinds of things moving through. A different cycle that people may be going through or need to be presented to. Okay, we have hierarchies, so your typical ones, but then you have different shapes and angles and different ways to put information in. Relationship to items, and some of these cross over to different areas. You'll see them in more than one area, just depending on the design. There we go. Matrix, pyramids, pictures, ones that are ready to go, they're ready to put in a picture there, and that's what you're definitely using it for. So let's take a look at one. Let's try this one here called the pie process. Used to show steps in a process with each pie slice increasing in size up to 7 shapes. Level 1 text displays vertically, so that's going to be this direction, and there's some other text that's going to run this way. That's where you can see the difference there. So I'm going to click OK. All right, so sometimes this comes up with your graphics, sometimes it doesn't. I'm going to get rid of it and tell you where to get that and what it's for. So here's the graphic. Obviously I can type directly in here, but I can also go here where it says text pane, and that's where that comes from. So here's where we were looking at a process here. So we can look at projected, and that starts on level 1, and then we go here. We'll start with 2010. There we go. So you can definitely click here and type here. So I'm just going to do that. Let's do actuals, and then we'll do 2012, something like that. And then again, you can type here or there. So we did quarterly, and 2012. And notice when I hit enter, because I'm over here, it adds another bullet here. I'm going to do a shift tab, and what shift tab does is it pushes it back that way. You can do the same thing here for demote and then promote. There we go. So you can also move it up and move it down. So you have lots of different choices, where you're working with promoting or demoting these bullet points. So, and then we'll do annual. There we go. And if I hit enter, it gives me another high level one, but I'm going to push tab to push it in. So I could have, done demote and then push it over to the right so it gives me that, and then we'll do 2013. There we go. So now that I have that, I'm going to back over this. There we go, and close this. So here's maybe a dashboard. I've seen people use these, and they link these images off to other parts of their worksheet, stuff like that. But it's a very nice look. It's trying to give you kind of a process. Here's the start, halfway there, 3/4 there, and we're done. Once you get to this part. Now, this is, the default look that you have. You can, enlarge it like this if you need more visual to it. You can also up here use styles. So I'm going to go up here, and they're going to start changing in looks. There'll probably be some shadings or different styles to that. There we go. It moves it to the right. Okay, more of a powder. They have all these different colors and styles. There we go. It's polished. Do that. And then you have, different 3D options available too. Okay, that's pretty cool. There we go. Okay, so that's styles. And then you have colors. So you can, make these different colors as they go across. Or stay the same color, just different hues of the color. Okay, so lots of different ways to do this. There's the black. Okay, let's do that one. Okay, so the bits of the pieces come together to form, the final product. Okay, now once you have this, you can go and see what it would look like in other layouts. Okay, you might find one that you like better. Misspelled actuals here. There we go. Got to make it right. There we go. So there's actuals, there's horizontal, and then you can put pictures up there. Same thing with pictures. It's got arrows moving back and forth. Okay. So sometimes you get in here, just get your information in, and then you find, oh, I like the way that this is loading out, in something like this, because we do have some images that we want to put in here. And then we have the styles again that we can work with if we like a different way that this can load up. Okay, so up to you. It's just a lot of nice choices. You can always reset the graphic back to the original setup. This convert to shapes. When it does that, it's no longer Smartart. It becomes a shape like we had earlier with arrows and so forth. So then you can rotate it, you can do all kinds of different things with it, but it's no longer Smartart, so you lose some of the functionality that you get, like the text pane and those kinds of things. So just be aware that that's what that's for. All right. So we have all of these pieces, and that's design. When you go to format, this has heavy things to do, and this edit in 2D. Just depends how it lays out for you. You may just want to, instead of typing here while it's in 3D mode, you can edit in 2D. You have shape styles that are changing here. You can give it a different outline. Fill, shape effects. You can put a shadow behind this thing. Yeah, let's try that. And then you've got, how your text is filling, So this would what it'd be black and blue, the orange. Okay. So it's giving you some choices here. And again, you can always select them and make your changes individually versus this is doing the whole group at once. Well, this just goes on and on, doesn't it? But it's good stuff, especially when it matches up to some branding or the way that you want to present your program. You have text fills, text outline, text effects, give it some shadow, stuff like that. So all of these things allow you to build Smartart, and the choices that you have are pretty extensive. And then when you don't find what you're looking for, you can always go out to office.com, or you can take pieces of this and reshape it and redo it. So you don't feel like you have to just stay with what's available. You can make your own changes and resize and move things around the way that you want them.